Hello, this is game 3 of Rampage versus DoV, the last game of the evening. I am Angelic Poro, and my co-caster here, Adder Luna.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? I'm back.
Right, and this is the last game of the evening, as we just said. We have Rawr Rampage versus DoV Nightfall. I believe they're both 1-1 in the standings, I believe. So, let's see who makes out of it to be 1-2 or 2-1.
Yeah, the last game with Rampage and Hunter Williams was very impressive by Rampage. It's definitely a very interesting back and forth game.
For sure, for sure. It was back and forth indeed. But let's see what happens when they pick the same team comp again. Will they go for another late game comp like Vayne and Nivea again? Or will they choose something different? That's what I want to
That's
know.
that's definitely the question.
Indeed, indeed. So, we'll see. We should be going to pro draft in like 2 minutes now. It was a pretty spectacular performance coming out from Nats here, from last game. Um,
Yes, that's very true.
yeah, did you find anything quite interesting from about last game? From Nats?
I think that it was very impressive that Nats was able to keep a steady head and come back after having such a deficit early on.
Ah, true, true. It was a pretty big deficit. Was it like 2K gold lead down in the early game?
I believe so, something like that.
Yeah, it could have been really, really bad for them if, they went for if they pushed their advantage even more, but it seems like that they didn't.
Right.
So they ended up getting everything and all the fights that they wanted in the late game or mid game, and they were able to bring it back.
Yeah, the pentakill by the Anivia at the end of the game was very choice.
Right, that and Vayne, Chubby Bunny, just made a lot of decisive calls that was just able to swing the game back into their favor at like around like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was like Vayne was behind, and all of a sudden she just gets three more kills, putting her at, like, I believe it was 4-1 or 4-3, something like that,
Yeah, it just
and it was just dominating at that point.
Yeah, just a lot of decisive actions from Chubby Bunny, just able to swing the game back into their favor, and it seems like that they might be continue just to play around Vayne now, or Chubby Bunny.
That would definitely seem like a good idea.
And just give me a second to talk to them. Yep, and it seems like we might be heading to Pro Jeff, and yes, it has started now. What will be the first ban in the third game?
Ah, I
And
see. Not wanting to mess with the Senna. I like it.
yes, it's Senna and then Nivea. Two bans. Well, Senna the deal went on the stream, and for Nivea, it's probably they're looking from the match history or the stream.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah, it could
Either
be.
or.
And yeah, the second ban for Rampage is gonna be set. Following that up,
Followed
it's
by
gonna be
Nico.
Nico. With the last ban of Phase 1 going to be Vel'Koz, and it's gonna be Darius. Interesting. So they're just spreading away their the ban. Nivea, Nico, and Darius. Darius just what getting rid of the chance of a split push. Senna sent Vel'Koz, avoiding the team fight as much as possible, and they do pick up the Veigar.
I'm a fan of the Vagar pick. Vagar is a very strong blind pick, and he can be flexed as support.
Right, true that, and he does kill infinitely. So regardless if they pick Vayne or anything, it's gonna be really hard to counter the Veigar. And they do pick up Lysandra to counteract that Veigar, along with the Thresh. So a lot of peel and engage coming out for Nightfall already.
This is true, although I'm not sure how well the Thresh will play into the Veigar. If it is Veigar support, that feels more like a counter to me.
Well, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be more of a pick comp since they do have the Lissandra and Thresh. So I doubt that they're gonna try to do anything as a team fight or skirmish.
True.
And it looks like it's gonna be Morgana and possibly Jhin. Or Caitlyn, in fact. What will be? It will be the Caitlyn, so they will have a lot of range. Along with the Black Shield coming from Morgana, so they won't get hooked as often. But it will still be a nuisance to Black Shield of Thresh's hook.
Now, now don't quote me on this. I kind of doubt this, but it could be Morgana jungle with the jungle buffs to certain champions in the recent patch.
Possible, since the jungle has been buffed from Morgana, so it is gonna be a possibility. However, the last pick of Phase 1 will be the Kai'Sa, so it's kind of weird considering the attack range of Caitlyn and Kai'Sa. But yeah, Caitlyn doesn't have too much burst ever since they removed that one mechanic in the game, so Kai'Sa does have an advantage in bursting. Yeah, in Phase 2 ban though, the last two bans of Rampage is going to be Trundle and Mordekaiser, with the last two bans being answered of Renekton and Zac. I'm not too liking the Zac, to be honest, the Zac ban.
I agree.
Yeah,
And
it seems easily counterable with Thresh and Lissandra. So, I don't think it was too big of a problem for Nightfall. But, they will pick up the Jarvan. A really strong early to mid game jungler, and great at getting picks. For Rampage though, what will they answer into Jarvan? It will end up being the Mumu. Mumu is just really good at lockdown, so we'll see, because they do have Veigar, Morgana, and now a Mumu. So they look like they will be running split push when, as the last pick will be Jax. It's just yeah, it seems like the Nats possibly want to go a split push instead of another team fight, instead of what they did last game.
right, and you definitely called it. DoV is definitely looking like a heavy pick comp.
Right. As the last pick, I assume, yeah, they're gonna go for another strong top laner, such as Kled. So that's gonna bring the matchup to be equal. Kled into Jax, not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't really know about that one. It's yeah, I don't. It does not only that, but it doesn't really help the comp that much, I feel.
Well, that, and they do have a little bit of engage if they do choose to do a skirmish or team fight. But Amumu and Veigar, you know how it goes. It's just not happening. But
Yeah,
I guess it's just more for lane and try to split on Kleds, and while they get picks around the map, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know how they're gonna play it out. But we will see.
perhaps the play was more just as an answer for the Jacks.
Possibly, but I assume that they would also have to pick into the team comp also, or else it's just gonna be like terrible.
Maybe. I mean, with the other four, they have enough of a pick with the Lissandra, Thresh, Jarvan that Kled could just,
Well,
just stay his own in a lane.
I guess that, and I guess they could have picked Ornn if they really wanted an answer into Jax. But nonetheless, do we have any last words to say before we head into intermission?
Good luck and have fun.
As you heard it there, good luck, have fun to both teams, and we will see you guys when we're on the Rift.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt and a jacket. I just wanna get her all alone on a mattress. I just wanna have it, I just gotta have it. Rumors all around say her body is fantastic. All natural, not a piece of fur is plastic. Head to her toes, yeah, they say that she's a latch. Yeah, the whispers all around say she has a reputation. Don't believe it till I see it, so I want a demonstration. And I've always learned it better with a hands-on education. So I need a private session if you get what I am saying. And they say that she's not easy, no, she's really complicated. But that only makes it better, and it's got me so fixated. And I'm not the type to wait around, I've never hesitated. But she's got me captivated, so the game, I'm gonna play it, yeah. You got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. When you're undressed, I heard you like to get away. I heard you like to stay out late. I heard you had a couple boyfriends. I heard they didn't treat you right. I heard you're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes, and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. She's got bad intentions. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
Alrighty. As we head into Game 3 of Nightfall versus Rampage. Yeah, it seems like they will go for the traditional 5.4 Nightfall, but for Rampage, it's a
Here
little
we go.
more different.
It's going to look spicy.
Yep, and they want to get that early start time to get Caitlyn ahead instead of Kaisla.
And it seems like they didn't spot the ward. So, well, let's see what DoV does to counter this.
For sure. But it seems like they would just let them have it if they do go for the blue. It's indeed. But it seems like they won't go for it and they would just leave.
Well, either way, it wouldn't be too terrible a thing for Jarvan.
Uh,
Because either he'd just start his own red, or he would take Amumu's blue and would set him up for a gank bot side.
true, indeed. But they both start on the top side jungle instead of red, and a hook does come out, so it doesn't seem like that bunny or baby rope bunny took stun instead. And we see around the map that they just completely go for little skirmishes and trades.
Yep, pretty aggressive start from both teams. It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, they're not holding anything against each other, so it seems like that they're just gonna continue to be going aggressive regardless of what happens. And this is the type of action that we'd like to see here, guys. Lord of Aces, 3 CS up, and he's feeling good on the Kled. Just getting a little bit of action onto the Jax.
Meanwhile, bot lane has a little bit of advantage. They do have the level advantage as well.
True. So considering everything, who do you think who's gonna end up be taking the early game lead?
With as round as the teams are, I think it's just going to be a pure skill matchup in positioning.
Right? It's, as you said, it does in fact seem like it's gonna be a pure skill matchup. The flash, root, ignite. Veigar tries to flash out, but he dies to Jarvan with the last hit. Oh, that was just purely unfortunate.
Like I was just saying, just gotta watch on that positioning.
Yeah, just no time to react.
Yeah, J4 was posed for a great gank there.
It's really hard. It's a really hard game for Fire of the Fox, since Lissandra and Jarvan is just able to CC him regardless of what happens.
And Jarvan blowing his flash there for a gank bot lane, but his bot lane wasn't in place to do anything, so I'm kind of questioning that.
Right. Well, at least we're not hating it, but you hate to see it when they burn summoners just to get a pick. And Amumu is here. It's time for his turn to do something. The stun. Lissandra does get out, but Jarvan just gets just flakes and drakes into the wall.
Well, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
True. He has to do something or else it's not gonna happen. It hooks the minion, and Chubby Bunny is able to find a kill onto Thresh.
Yeah, unfortunately for Thresh, he walked into the morgue queue almost point blank.
I mean, what was he expecting exactly? Possibly just to clear out word and nothing else. I'm not too sure here.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I mean, he didn't have any wards, and he walked up the river without lane priority, so it's a tough one to call. We don't know exactly.
Very true.
Yep, it just seems like this bot lane is just gonna be a poke lane instead of a little skirmish lane.
The Thresh might be looking for something here in mid lane.
I see. Seems like that Nightfall's playstyle is just purely based off aggression. So we will have to see how it goes. And they know that Veigar did use Flash, and they're just able to lock down Veigar, but however, the kills goes to the wrong person. However, in the top lane, we do see a little skirmish, and they just trade. Kled not being able to do anything, but Nat's getting a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that it was Thresh that got the kill. However, the J4 was able to get there in time, so both J4 and Lissandra should have got assist gold.
And he's able to get the dragon!
That was an impressive steal.
It seems like they're backing off in top lane. Nats is just able to get Kled off his mount, however, Finny just able to lock down this Jarvan. However, Jarvan does not die yet. They're able to secure a kill.
As something I like to quote, sometimes you just gotta grab the lantern.
Yep, sometimes you have to. Maybe you have to give your soul to the devil just to live. Yeah, whatever. So, Dark Harvest Veigar, and he's able to pick up a kill with the Primordial Burst. Kled ults down,
like,
and he will die.
Kled's like, hey man, that's my mid laner. I can't be having you do that.
Yeah, don't touch him, man, or else you're gonna die for what you did.
Man, this game is intense.
Yeah, already 5 kills within 7 minutes. It's a pretty action-packed one compared to the other 2 games already. And Finny just barely picks up the blue buff. It just seems like Jarvan's way more proactive, yet Finny's just getting the better trades all around the map. Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, he secures the minion with his hook.
Sure.
I guess good enough. But yeah, Finny's just able to get a better trades around the map. That's what I'm seeing. And for Gunth, he's able to get picks early, but it doesn't seem like he's able to trade or turn those picks into something else.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, Caitlyn has a little bit better damage early on compared to Kaisa, who really relies heavily on items.
Right. Since Kaisa needs those items to get ahead, it's gonna be quite a weird one, indeed. And interestingly enough, that Kaisa starts with a Vampiric Scepter. However, in the mid lane, though, we do see a Mumu stun, and the Cataclysm does go down. Veigar flashes over, they both will flash. Veigar will go down here. What? Can a Mumu secure a kill before he dies? Maybe. Indeed. No, he will not. He will be rooted and killed by the Jarvan.
Yeah, Veigar,
A valiant
Veigar
effort.
just getting caught up there.
Yeah, indeed, a valiant effort. He tried to do something, and Flash goes in, he's not able to get the kill. Maybe a little too aggressive there, but just forced Thresh to flash.
Probably thought that the Kaisa didn't have the heal, because Kaisa's heal did keep Thresh alive.
True, but it was a greedy play, and if it didn't work out, it's gonna put Caitlyn really behind. The root does land, but they aren't able to turn it into a kill. However, in top lane, we do see a low skirmish. Kled versus Jax. Who will die? Nobody dies, but Kled will get off the dismount.
Yeah, Jack's definitely coming out on top of that trade.
Yeah, as we were saying in Pro Draft, it certainly isn't the best matchup for Kled, but it is a pretty strong laner in this meta right now. They might be looking for a dive here, in fact. Veigar is here, is able to get the stun. Primordial Burst, Ignite.
Wow. And Kled, he was just standing there. He's just...
I mean, he wasn't paying attention, so you can't blame him.
Well, when it happens, it happens.
Yep. Veigar is now 2-4, so he's not remarkably behind, but it is still something. Rift-Herald will be dropped in mid lane. Will they be able to pick up a turret here? And it seems like it will. However, Kled, top lane, is getting shredded, but does not go down.
At least able to hold them from getting a third plate from top turret.
For sure, but he does have to waste quite a bit just to stop the third plate from going down. And it seems like Kaisa, with the Vampiric Scepter, is doing something. Amumu is doing a lot here. Cataclysm does go on. Amumu ults and is able to pick up the kill for 450. Thresh, Amumu is still dying, but Morgana will lock down the Kaisa in the end. And they will melt down this Kaisa. However, Lysandra freezes Amumu, and Amumu will not find any of the friends that he wants. Lysandra will get out also.
Very, very good cleanup by the Lysandra to keep Amumu from being able to test this dragon.
A really good play, a really good micros coming out from DoV Nightfall. In fact, it was so good, in fact, that they stopped them from trying to do drag after it initiate from Amumu.
Right you are.
Yep, and now they're only around 400 gold down, yet it feels like that Lysandra is around 1,000 gold, like 1,000 gold ahead. And Veigar will pick up the blue buff instead of Kled. A little skirmish coming out from top lane, and Kled will ult, but won't be able to kill. And Jarvan will pick up the mountain, and now it will be Cloud Drake in the end.
Yeah, very good rotation from Nightfall, getting that dragon, seeing that there was 3 topside.
Right, but Kaisa just trying to pick up this Morgana. Morgana will go down to the Thresh, but it's only a 1-for-1 across map. And this is turning it really grim for Chubby Bunny here. This seems like they will have to take the turret and rotate or swap lanes.
That would definitely be the play.
Yeah, it certainly does, but Herald is coming up in 130, so it should be the play, but let's see what they do. And it seems like they're going back to bot lane. Both Caitlyn and Morgana.
They probably like the bot turret so low they just want to try to get that prioritized.
True. It seems like that. They're just gonna go ahead, get Nats, and make Kled as far as behind as possible. Get Nats ahead, and to split push the entire game to end it all.
That is definitely a good call, just because Nats has been doing so well against Kled.
Yeah, since one of them is gonna have to match them, and since Kled is the only one that brought teleport in this game, aside from Super Carry Nats, the only person who can realistically hold Nats while he's split pushing is gonna be Lord of Aces. So it's gonna be a tough one for Nightfall to answer. If Nats keep going for the split push, however, Kill Instinct and Hook. No, it won't happen. However, this Thresh will get melted instantly, and Kaisa will instantly get popped right after.
Too aggressive without the vision.
Yup. 2 kills for a price of 0. Who would have thought? Maybe a little too aggressive from Thresh blowing his flash to get the play. But
Definitely.
yep. But it does not happen. They don't even pick up 1 kill or get a single summer for that, in fact.
Yeah, and I mean, Lysandra is able to push out mid for that, but that doesn't really do much at this point.
Yeah, they do get the bot turret, in fact. And Caitlyn will die here.
Oh, well, that was greedy by Caitlyn.
I mean, she was walking up alone. You can't really complain. However, this
That's
movement
true.
is able to find the Jarvan, and Kled ults into the pit. Who picks up the rift? It goes over to Nightfall. However, it's still a 3v3. What will happen? Amumu is still pretty tanky, and the hook does land, and Amumu will go down in the end.
Well, Nightfall, they're not out of this yet.
They're
This
not.
is a pretty even game.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods. Again, Rawr Rampage around 2k gold up. Flash, all.
Ooh.
Oh, that was clean. Primordial versus able to finish her off.
Yeah,
Kled,
Fox is definitely getting big.
yeah, for sure. Kled does not go down. However, Ness will go back in and be able to get the kill. No, it was Morgana. Kled it will keep on fighting this Kled. Kled will end up dying to Jax. Nets. He certainly knows what he's doing after all of that. He's not afraid to take fights. He's saying, get out of my lane, this is my lane now, you can't do anything against us.
Right, you are. That's just like, who needs a real weapon? I have a lamp. I know how to use it. Let's go.
For sure, I guess a lamp is a real weapon, in fact. What? We'll see what happens against this Jax versus Kled matchup again. It seems both of them went for Ninja Tabai. And let's go take a quick look into each champion's gold. As for our top lane, Jax is up around 900 gold. Around 1k or 900. Certainly, we're feeling it when Kled tries to fight this Jax. Jarvan, though, is up ahead. However, a low skirmish is popping out. Finny is in there. Veigar is just massive, right? No, 7 and 4. I don't know what's happening.
He's just dropping bombs at this point.
Yeah, he certainly feels like the MVP for his team. And we can certainly see that now that he's 900 gold ahead of Lissandra, even when starting 2 and 4 from lane. As for bot lane, it's clear to see that Caitlyn and Morgana is just extremely ahead of Kai'Sa and Thresh. And that he might just be able to run over everyone. Even from,
It definitely looks like if they can't shut down the Veigar, then they have Jax and Caitlyn to deal with. It's looking bad.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. Lissandra ults herself, and more stacks for Veigar, in fact. It's not looking good. It's not looking great at all. It's looking grim. With the amount of kills in this game, you might as well call this a graveyard.
Yeah, you could call it that, but it only takes one bad fight for a game to turn around.
True, in fact, but that one fight, they would have to get all the turrets, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen anytime soon. And Jarvan just able to escape with the hairs of his butt cheeks because he has Mercurial's treads. Or Mercury's treads, excuse me. Yeah, that will happen in fact. And he doesn't have to blow any summoners, but it does delay his gold lead. And yeah, it's not looking too great for DoV Nightfall.
It's not. So, with as much CC as Rawr Rampage has, how many... Oh, wait.
And he gets knocked.
Oh, well, that was fast.
No, okay.
So, how many of DoV are going to pay the tax? Who else is going to get a QSS?
I mean, if we're talking realistically, probably only Kai'Sa, but it seems that Thresh might be going for Mikhail's Crucible. So we might see another one, so he might pay the tax in terms of Mikhail's. Killer Instinct onto Finny. Will Finny die here? Oh my god!
Wow.
It just gets one shot! Oh no, this is not good. I see, Kled goes around, Lissandra flashes, Ignite is still popping down, and Kled goes around just to pick up the bounty.
Ooh, that's 1,000 gold in his pocket.
Yeah, the Cataclysm just delaying it, and it's just able to pick up the kill, in fact. However, in the bot lane, they're trading 2 kills plus a bounty for a single turret. They have to get out here. It's gonna be quite disastrous if they keep going for it. They haven't seen it. Flash comes out. Black shield. I believe Morgana will go down here. And Caitlyn's still alive somehow. Oh no, this is not looking good at all. He misses the Q, and they both will go down. Just overstaying way too long.
They did overstay, but Caitlyn was able to chunk them down really low.
Right, and she was also able to escape also, but again, it perhaps just giving time to Nats just to take down tier 2 turret.
Possibly. I feel like it was more the Caitlyn trying to get Morgana out with pressure, but Caitlyn should have just left.
Yep.
She was out, she didn't have to go back in.
For sure, for sure. And Lord of Aces now neutral, 4-4-1. Kaisa still 0-4-2-6 on Thresh. And Jax just doing way too much damage. What has happened during the laning phase to now? Oh boy.
It went from a decent back and forth to the game being heavily in Rawr Rampage's corner.
Yeah, in fact, it's starting not to feel close anymore. So with the gold lead being around, what, 5k now? It's just not looking pretty.
With Rampage about to get another 1500 by getting the Baron picked up.
Yep. And Cloudrick is coming up, so they might just rotate over there. Or they could in fact just keep pushing and then force them to back off. But it's the calls have to come. What will they do? They are in position. They still have the cursed touch. Let's see what happens.
And Amumu does still have smite.
Right, right. But it's not looking too great for DoV Nightfall.
Yeah, they are not in a very good position.
Oh, Jarvan's just gonna get chunked.
Oh.
Kled. Jax in the backline, shredding everyone. And Kled be able to pick up on Caitlyn. Lissandra is extremely low still. A triple kill for Veigar. Will this be another penta for Fox? Killer Instinct to escape. Oh, the timer is off, but he will get an unofficial penta. I mean, that's close enough, right? A penta?
Yeah, that's... I mean, judges? Penta? Alright, yeah, it's a penta. Confirmed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a penta, and he's 16-5 with no assist, but who really cares at this point? It's over. Let's quickly take a look on the Veigar stacks. Veigar with 219.
Ooh.
It doesn't feel like he has 219 stacks. It feels like he has 1,000 AP.
Well, let's see. Well, he does have a Death Cap, a Ludens, and a Zonia's. So...
it's just not fair. He is just too far ahead.
There's 3 things in this game you don't want to see. A Teemo jungle. Oh.
I mean, Veigar's one of them. A fed Veigar.
Sure.
A real nightmare.
Okay, a fed Veigar, a fed Susan, aka Knossos, or a Teemo jungle. Because everyone hates the rat.
True. Oh, this might be disastrous again. Oh my god! And he's able to time it perfectly, so Lissandra won't escape. Alright.
Disgusting.
Cut the tapes. Cut the tapes.
Oh, and the BM.
Oh boy. Okay. And Kled gets chunked down immediately. Ult does not happen. He still gets stunned even though he dismounted. I just feel bad for Lord of Aces at this point. Nats on the sideways or side lane, just able to melt everyone. This isn't fair at all.
Nats is just like, I don't care, man. I'm going in.
Hey, you know what? Veigar also got an assist. This might as well be one of the shortest game possible.
It was close. It was definitely close.
And the nuke.
Jeez.
No way. This is just
Nope.
yeah. This is just a stomp. This isn't even a game anymore.
GG's.
In fact, GG to Rampage. Final score of Veigar 20-5 with a 700 gold bounty.
Woo.
Oh boy.
Dude, someone's so short.
Hey, don't call Veigar short or else he's gonna nuke you.
I mean, who knew that someone so short could have so many back issues?
It doesn't feel right. At all.
Yikes.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel okay with 31-15. I just don't know what to say.
With Veigar being in 21 of those 31 kills.
Right.
Over 60% AP. Very, very impressive game.
Yep. A valiant effort coming out from DoV Nightfall. 2-1 is the final standings for Rampage. It will be a force to reckon with, being one of the top teams here in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly a force to be reckoned with. They definitely have to go back. DoV will have to go back and review the VODs, the tapes, to everything.
Right, you are. And if I'm not mistaken, Rampage started off the evening with the loss. So very good on them to not let that get to them and come back with 2 wins in a row.
For sure. And I believe if we do have something that's with one of the captains of today, of who was playing. So let's hop over there and we will see you guys with one of the captains. Alrighty. How we doing here?
Okay,
Good.
we are good. And are we on or?
Yes, we're on.
Excellent. So we're doing a post-game interview here with the winning captain of that game of Rampage here. We've got with us Super Carry Nat and his wonderful mid laner here, Far of the Fox. If you guys would like to introduce.
I'm Nats.
I'm Fire.
So first off, congratulations for your win, guys. As this is the first time most people will be meeting or hearing from you guys, why don't you tell us a little about yourselves?
I'm Nats. I'm the best top laner in this league.
Strong words. Okay.
You probably, if you've been around a lot in the amateur scene, you've probably seen me a lot. I've been in Infernal League, I've been in Commonwealth League, and you just can't ban me out.
I've been in all those too. Also, I'm smurfing in ZGG right now. That league is free. I've also played in Commonwealth. I didn't smurf too well there. And also won Doki's last league, so I'm looking to win his league again.
Strong, confident words. I like that. So let's start with your last game there. You guys won. It looked a little dicey in the beginning, but what were your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I thought when he picked Kled, the game was already over. And they didn't ban enough mid laners, so we're like, oh wait, they didn't ban them all. Let's just pick Veigar. So
Yeah. They tried to camp me really hard, but they didn't realize that no matter what they did, I was just going to keep stacking, and the game was going to be over.
Yeah, that Jarvan 4 gank on you early with the Lissandra, they just kept piling on you repeat. It was a very good recovery from you. And at the end of the game, you were what was your final scoreline there? It was something like
25.
25 kills. My goodness.
I felt pretty bad for the Lissandra because I was 1-4, and then she walked into lane and I one-shot her.
Yeah, towards the end of the game, certainly they couldn't stop you guys. So you feel like you won that game in draw?
Yeah, for sure. The moment he did kill me in lane with Kled, the lane was already over. And I think we picked an amazing bot lane. And they did pretty good early. But they got a little cucked in mid game, but early game they were doing really fucking good.
Definitely. And looking back at your second game of the evening, we had that memorable moment, the pentakill from Fire of the Fox on your Anivia. How did that feel?
It feels great. It's definitely something that happens less on Anivia compared to other champions. And I feel like the Poppy at the end kind of was just giving it to me, without trying to make it seem like it. But I'm appreciative.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess it didn't really matter whether or not I believe those Ajax on the Poppy died or not. And but certainly it was very good of you to be able to get that quadra kill initially. And your first game of the evening was against MG Blaze, your only loss of the evening.
Yeah, we didn't have our support that game, so it felt pretty bad. Like, our bot lane just got so far behind. Because our ADC is kind of a passive player, and he never played with our sub before, and our sub pretty much ran it down. And yeah, MF took over.
That's unfortunate, but it's very good to see that you guys managed to claw your way back in, winning the last two games of the night there. So if you had to vote for best game of the night, which game would have your vote?
This last one. This last one was like, I was playing Fortnite and playing League at the same time.
Going with the flex.
Fortnite Mobile, that is.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
Well, thank
He's
you
playing
very
duos with
much
himself.
for your time, guys. I hope that, congratulations again, and I hope that next week you guys will have a strong showing, if not better.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Alrighty. Let's quickly recap all of the games. And yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the games tonight, very high kill counts almost across the board here. Yeah, it's like almost a kill a minute, I think, in pretty much every single game.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, especially the last game.
Yeah, and I believe there was another game before that. We didn't get to show it on this stream, but it was showing on the second stream cast by Foxy and Doki there. Pendulum Gaming versus Kirby ended with 31 kills apiece on each side.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so 62 kills, and the game was a 48-minute game, so that was absolutely insane there.
That is certainly something else than what we saw here. Ugh.
Yeah, so I asked the question to Nats and Fox of the Fire there, but I'm going to ask you guys the same. What was your favorite game of the...
Man, that's a hard one. Like, the last game, it was definitely a stomp. But I really like the first game that we cast. The interesting Aurelia Senna bot lane. That was a crazy game to watch.
No,
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, I liked, like I said, I like 100 Weeb's flexible picks there. They had some really interesting picks and drafts, and I like the way that they showed the Echo Jungle in the first game and then flexed it mid in the second game.
Right. It's just they're really flexible regardless of what happens in a ban or picks and bans. But personally for me, it was just pretty much it was pretty fun to see how Fox was just able to dominate throughout the entire game, even though it was starting off as 2-4.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Fox has been, I would say, it looked like tonight the MVP player, both on the Anivia and Vigar there. The Anivia got some beautiful walls, stuns, and zone control up with the Glacial Storm. And in the second game, the third game, sorry, that Vigar, oh my goodness, he got camped early and still came back. What was it, 25 kills? That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, incredibly massive indeed. Yeah. What can you really do with a 25 and 5 Vagar with almost 1,000 AP at 25 minutes?
One thing.
No way to shut him down.
There's just one thing you can do. Run.
Ah,
Basically.
True.
I mean, they had the Kled ult to run faster in the other direction, I suppose.
There you go.
I mean, it takes time, and then if he puts up his wall, everyone just gets trapped. Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, there are still 2 games going on right now. Looks like we still 100 Weebs versus Kirby Meets, and the game is Pendulum Gaming versus. Hold on here, sorry. I'm just seeing Pendulum versus Shadow Keepers here. So, interestingly enough, Pendulum and Shadow Keepers are both currently at the bottom of the standing, and 100 Weebs tied second place right now, competing Kirby Meatstars, who's looking to secure first place.
Alright.
Any thoughts on those?
Well, it seems based on the standings alone, it's gonna be a pretty tough road for 100 Weebs to beat Kirby Meatstar.
Yeah, and they had some technical difficulties starting their game, so they're only about 16 minutes into their game right now.
I see.
Right.
Yeah, for sure it'll be hard to tell how that one's gonna end up. But yeah, for now, the other person at the top of the standings here, we've got MG Blaze won all 3 of their games tonight.
Alright, should we take a quick look at the standings?
For sure, we can take a quick. Actually, hold on one moment. Do that. Just need to update the standings as it stands. Keep in mind that we don't have 2 of the games in here.
Yeah, we don't have all the results, and some games are still going on. So we will have to wait either until a couple minutes or show it how it is.
Yeah, we can show it as it stands right now. Bottom of the standings will remain unaffected here. With Shadow Keepers and Pendulum, one of them will be at the bottom. The other will be tying with DoV and C2 for a 6th place. At the top of the standings, we do have MG Blaze currently in the lead, 3-0. Kirby Meatstars looking to join them in that 1st place spot. And we have Rawr Rampage firmly in 3rd place right now. Possibly going to a 3-way tie with Kirby Meatstars and 100 Weeps, depending on how that game comes out.
Yep, that's definitely a possibility. I would say this much: if Kirby Meatstars does lose to 100 Weeps, it's certainly going to be an interesting week for the next day.
Right, you are. Like this is looking like it's going to be a very competitive league. I'm very impressed with how tonight's games went.
Yeah, even in the losses by Pendulum Gaming and Shadow Keepers, they did have moments of brilliance there. And their game right now is looking to be quite an interesting one. Even then, they still have a chance to take points off the higher scored teams.
For sure. As for right now, we do see this is the current standings. Do we have any last words to say before we sign off?
Not that I can think of.
I think that was a great first week, and we invite you guys to join us on the Coalition League second channel, and that is twitch.tv/coalition_league. It's currently being cast by Foxy, Rookter, and the game being played out on that channel is the 100 Weebs versus Kirby Meatstars. So battle for the first place there.
Alright, with that being said, good luck in your ranking games, play well, eat well, and we will see you guys next week. Until then, later.